Hi everyone, Tara here, and I'm going to show you how to install your packages of honeybees. So as you may notice, I have plastic ones here. They can also come in a wooden package, which you'll have to use your hive tool a little bit more to open them. These you can just they have little notches you can open them with, and the first thing you're going to want to do is carefully get your queen. You'll have to use your hive tool if you have a wooden package. If you have a plastic one like me, they'll come separate in a little cage like this. You want to make sure she's alive in there, which she is, and put her somewhere safe. I'm going to put her right in my pocket. Now you don't want to go and get all your queens out right away because you do not want to mix them up. This queen has been with this hive, and that's the one that they'll recognize. Alright, now before I open this, I need to give them a really good spray down with sugar water. This is just a 1-to-1 ratio, so I did 1 cup of sugar with 1 cup of water, and I put a little bit of Pro Health in there, which just aids the bees a little, and I'm going to give them a really good dousing. And this will keep them busy cleaning themselves, and will also keep them from being able to fly away too easily. And I'll give them another spray real good right before I dump them in. So we're going to open the hive. I got these set up yesterday. Keep checking on my queen. And we're feeding them honey from last year. Unfortunately, it crystallized on us because we never got around to extracting new baby. And then we're going to take a few frames out of the center. Grab your hive tool, protect the queen. So I'm just going to take about 3 out of the middle to give you space to put your bees in. Always keep an eye on that queen. She's the most important member. Alright, so I'm going to put this on my next hive over. And I'm going to take out the feed can, which is a little tricky. They fit in there nice and snug so the bees can't get out, but there's thankfully a little lever, and I can carefully lift this out, and you'll see a lot of bees on it, because that's how they are. So I'll take a little bit, I want to squish as little as possible the bees. I'm just going to kind of shake that off. And then put it in front of the hive. Now we're going to give this a good wrap. And I'm probably going to get stung, but that's okay. And we're going to dump them in. Literally. Just dump them on in. You can be a little rougher than you'd think with them. I'm just going to take that out. They got a piece of an old frame in there. Now, bees that don't have brood to protect tend to be a little more docile. That's why I don't have my hood up, and so you guys can see me. They really like to stay in that package. So I'm just going to put that right in front of the hive. And those ones should follow the queen scent once I put her in there. So I'm going to sink into the mud and put the frames gently back in there. The bees will slowly kind of move. They're almost like a solid mass when they're like this. You just want to be gently put them in there. And I did forget to spray them. It's hard to remember things when you're filming yourself. And then we're going to get the last frame. Squish it in there gently. Get our hive tool. And you just want to make sure that your end frames aren't too close to the edge, because they will not build comb there and they'll just kind of attach it to the side. I'm going to gently push that down. Then I'm going to get the royalty out very carefully. A little tricky with gloves. Alright, and I'm going to release her very carefully. So you're going to take the hive tool, take out the little plug. There we go. Keep it near the hive. And then with this type, you just got to kind of wait for her to crawl out. Oh, she went backwards, so we're just going to wait for her to crawl out. We don't want to jostle her around because she is the single most important member in this hive. So it takes a little bit of patience sometimes. That's one of the reasons I like the wooden cages, because you can just take the whole top screen right off gently with your hive tool, and then she'll crawl out pretty quickly because it's just completely open. So we're going to watch. She's still in there. Oh, I haven't dealt much with these plastic cages, and I can tell you right now, I am not a fan. 0 out of 10. I've never had to take so long to get a queen, bee in the nose, out of a cage. Woo! And we have the queen out of the cage. Holy cow, guys. Highly recommend. If you can get the wooden cages, use them. Alright, now I'm gonna carefully put this excluder on. Because I'm putting a super on and not a feeder, I'm gonna use this excluder. Just gotta be careful because they do not want to move from that spot, so I don't want to squish them. Come on, bees. And then I'm going to put the super on, which is full of some good honey for them. Now the inner cover. And the lid. And don't forget to have something heavy on top of the hive. That'll keep the top from blowing off. Will not stop a bear. Ask me how I know that. Alright, next package. Now let's see if this one, the queen, will come out a little better, huh? So remember, we're going to spray them down first. Nice, good spritz. And we're going to open the hive. Take off my super. You would take off your feeder if that's what you were using. I love the top feeders. And then we're going to take out the center 3. Set those down. So we got some space to put our bees in. I'm actually going to take out 4 this time. But you can do 3 or 4, whatever works. And then we're going to open this up. Remember to be careful when you're first opening it because you do not want to injure your queen. These ones kind of pop off. Like I said before, if this was a wooden one, you would use your hive tool. There's staples, you would pry it off. Alright, so we got our queen. Good, we're going to get her all nice, safe, and cozy in the pocket. And then it's time to get these guys in. So I'm just going to give them a little wrap so they're not on that sugar as much. Remember, they can handle quite a bit. So we got them open. Shake that off a little, set it down. And we're going to dump the bees in. There's always little knickknacks and stuff in there. Like this thing, we're going to take that off. And don't worry, I will pick it up. I'm not littering. Dump them on in. Try to get them all on the bottom. I know the last one I kind of got some on the top. The more full your packages are of live bees, the more frames you're going to want to take out. These ones I have quite a few, that's why I'm taking out so many. These ones are less happy than the others. going to put that in there carefully. Alright, so we got our frames back in there. Now we're going to get the queen. Got one crawling on my face. Tickles. Alright, ladies, please come out this time. I hate the feeling of them crawling on my face because I always think they're going to crawl in my ear. I have a weird fear of insects crawling in my ear. And I don't want to flick it either because then she might sting me, but there. Oh, there comes one of the attendants. There's usually at least one dead attendant in there. Don't worry about it. In a normal hive, bees only have a lifespan of about 2 weeks in summer. Oh, and there goes the queen. Stay in the hive. Uh-oh, we got a flying queen. Hate when that happens. So we'll have to keep a really close eye on this hive. You do not want your queens to fly off, and usually they don't. They crawl right down into the hive. So I'm going to keep a really close eye for a second. Try to watch for her. I see her. Oh, and I'm falling into mud. So I'm going to very carefully get the little queen. I've never had them fly off before, and of course it happens on video, right? Remember, you always want to be very gentle with your queen. So I've picked her up, and now I'm just going to gently encourage her to go back into her hive. Come on, that's your home. Go down in there. So I'm going to watch this hive really closely and make sure that she's a good layer. I do see her crawling down in there now, but she's trying to come back out. So I don't know if she didn't have a good mating flight. That's something I'm not too sure on, but this queen excluder means she can't come up through the top now. So that's good. So now I'm going to close up this hive. And that's how you install a hive of bees. Not too difficult. It takes a little getting used to. I will. Alright, nothing to it, right? Now I'm just going to let the bees sit, come out of their cages. I'll come back later or tomorrow morning and pick all this stuff up. I'm just going to leave it for now because there's still a lot of bees on it. And then in a few days to a week, I'll check on them again, make sure the queen is laying her eggs. You want to give her at least a week before you think she's a dud or was killed. Some people with their packages don't release the queen right away. They'll actually let the queen chew through that little candy plug. I like to release the queen right away, especially because I know that that queen has been traveling with those bees. For me, she was actually in the packages another 2 days before I got to hive them, because it rained yesterday and the day before I got home pretty late with the packages. So I know that she should be accepted right away by these hives. No issues, they won't kill her. And she should start laying pretty soon this way. If you leave her in the if you leave her in the little queen cage, she's not going to get to lay eggs until she is out of that cage either. So you're setting your hives back a little bit. Make sure you always feed your new hives. You can use a feeder. I only used honey because that's what I have. A lot of times syrup is actually going to be a little better. It's more like nectar. It's going to get them going. But we had a lot of honey from our mishap last year and letting it crystallize. So we're feeding that back to the bees. But they also have comb to start with too. So they're not having to pull out comb. They're just repairing what we gave them. And they should have a really nice, good start. But we'll check again in a week, see how these ladies are doing. And thanks for watching. Bye.